About 2.01 billion tons of solid waste is generated globally each year, according to data from the World Bank. Out of these, 400 million tons are plastic. These waste are lost to the environment, indiscriminately burnt, or dumped, which poses environmental threats including pollution, drainage blockages, landscape disfigurement, oceanic contamination, animal choking and more. Effective management of waste is essential for building sustainable and livable cities. But it remains a challenge for many developing countries and cities. In Nigeria, about 5.93 million tons of plastic waste is generated annually, and is estimated to increase with its growing population. This pushes waste management to the forefront of environmental challenges. Managing waste properly provides innovative and sustainable ways to recycle, conserve the environment and create a path for economic growth.
I was doing a cleanup some time ago, and I stumbled upon some wastes, and I actually wanted to dispose of it. Some people came and actually offered some kind of money for it, and I was like, wow, something I wanted to dispose of, they're offering money for it. So I was like, okay, I wanted to know more, so I actually did the research and found out about recycling. So that means this is actually an economic gain. So it's not just waste, it's actually a resource. We thought of an idea, okay, how can we actually get people to know about this? And how can we actually get young people to actually key into it? Because young people make up for the highest numbers of waste generators in the world. And that's when the whole tech idea came in. Okay, why don't we make it so convenient that people can actually make money from the convenience of their homes, through their smartphones or through their phones, and get actually to be able to sell and trade their waste and make an income from it while also cleaning the environment and making the environment a safer place.
Many people don't know that the plastic nylon can be turned into interlock pavers. These are things that's supposed to just end up in the gutters or in the landfill or ocean or rivers around us, but it's been turned into something useful. So it's part of circular economy.
Waste management is the future, and the future is waste management. Waste management contributes $8 billion to African economy. In the world economy, it's contributing $56 billion to the world economy and 1.1 billion jobs. If you put all of this together, it's an economic multiplier. That is where most countries in the world now, they are all pivoting to be able to get a job for their teeming youth.
Recycling plastic waste assists with moderating resources while securing our valuable climate. But what can be gotten from recycled waste?
In Nigeria, we generate 5.93 million tons of plastic bottles on its own. Out of this one, only 15% of it is recycled. 4.83 million tons end up in the landfill and dump sites. For every 100 tons of plastic bottle, you get 1 megawatt of electricity. And for every 1,000 tons you recycle, you get 2 jobs. So if we recycle the 4.83, we're going to get 26,000 megawatts of electricity. So it's an attractive venture.
There's so many things that can be created from waste. We have different categories of waste. For instance, we have plastics, we have rubber, we have aluminium waste, we have metal waste, we have even organic waste, compost. But I would like to focus maybe more on plastics, because plastics and more is more of an environmental problem. Plastics can be shredded and converted to so many other products and even byproducts. You can produce bags, you can produce new bottles, you can produce plastic cups because they are made from fossil fuel products. So instead of you using virgin materials, it's always better for you to recycle them. It saves you a lot more energy, saves you a lot more cost, and that actually helps, of course, help the environment, reduces carbon footprints and climate change. So many things can be gotten from recycled plastics.
The list can go on and on. This is, you can produce building blocks with it, you can produce roofing tiles, you can produce tables. So there are a lot of things that can be produced from the waste plastic.
To stimulate economic development, business opportunities for entrepreneurs as well as technological transfer, collaboration between the public and private sector is essential.
Presently, we are working with some government agencies. Like we've done something with Abuja Enterprise Agency. They actually have a lot of programs and policies that have been encouraging us. They have done a lot of exhibitions. They have done a lot of programs, a lot of free training too, for people to come and actually learn about this. So they have been supportive in terms of encouraging waste management and the climate change mitigation. But of course, a lot more can be done.
Building a recyclable economy is essential for the sustainable growth of any nation, and addressing challenges such as funding is key.
Funding is always an issue because we are in an environment whereby people don't really understand waste management as a business. They look at it as a government responsibility. So trying to get an investor to even invest in it as a business is difficult. Trying to get government to support you financially with it in terms of grants or any kind of economic policy that can encourage you is also an issue. I think it's because people are not aware, people are not educated. Of course, if we can get funding, so that we can actually expand our business, we can actually expand the awareness, we can actually get people to know more about it and train people on it more, it will help us.
Recently, there was, I think, a $4 million that was given to someone in Lagos that is into this recycling. So we need more funders like that because it's a business that is capital intensive. You need a lot of funds because you need to employ so many workers. You need your supply chain, how to source the plastic. We need machineries. As you can see, we are producing locally. If we have machineries, you won't see any smoke here or won't use any firewood or, it will be more automated and will produce more. But even though that we are using this, it's still better than, leaving all this waste to go into the landfill or leaving it to go into the water bodies or the animals to eat it.
The government plays a vital role in publicity and campaign awareness for proper management and control of waste to create wealth and sustainable economic development.
The government is doing a whole lot. Most of these days, you find awareness on the TV being pursued from the government circle. So there's a lot of policies in that direction to make waste management attractive. The next thing that should be done now is to create cooperative society. Cooperative society, you have a pool of resources and a pool of human resources.
Global waste is expected to grow to 3.4 billion tons by 2050, from the current 2.01 billion tons. A shift from produce, consume, and dispose to reduce, reuse, recycle and resell is necessary, which will create long-term stability, maximizing the use and circulation of commodities and resources, thus sustaining national development and enabling the attainment of some development goals of the United Nations 2030 Agenda.
There's money in debt. They say the diamond is found under the debt. If the government is putting out good policies to encourage reduction in waste, reduction in poverty, education, awareness, renewable energy alternatives, and they're working with the private sector and they're achieving it. The private sector now is burdened with the responsibility of actually executing it. Once there's that kind of synergy, I believe it will be easier for us to achieve the sustainable development goals. So we need to tap in to our resources. Waste is a big resource.
SDG 7 tell you about renewable. Reduce, reuse, recycle, and resell. It's the way to go. Approximating value to waste is where the money is. It is a job multiplier. It's an economic multiplier. It is a win-win for everybody. You gain, everybody gain, the government gains.
The waste management sector remains an untapped gold mine with room for massive participation, investment, and expansion. Recycling waste materials, when properly harnessed, can become a guiding force in livelihood, business, and diversification of the economy.